The driver of the vehicle pulling up to a residential mailbox in Sarpy County last week wasn't delivering mail, but was stealing it. This is the white car on your screen here around 9 in the morning on June 12th. This older model Chevy Impala stops at two mailboxes in a neighborhood near 162nd and Gertrude. In both cases, letters taken contained checks that were being sent out. It appears the thief targeted mailboxes with raised red flags indicating there was mail waiting to be picked up. The amount on the checks and the recipient's name were changed in a process called check washing. The suspect then cashed the checks at a bank drive-through. The investigator says in one case, a check for about $80 was changed to $1,200. Though the car had no license plates, if you do recognize the vehicle, you're asked to call Sarpy County Crime Stoppers, the number 402-592-STOP, or you can also give the sheriff's office a call.